Hello everyone. I've got a bit of a dimmer lighting on at the moment. It's just because it's quite late at night. Um, I've just had quite a few things to do in one evening and it's just dragged out, but I just felt the need to stop and do this message. As you can see, I'm sharing on a new platform here. That's that's just something I've just felt the universe is showing me to do right now. And also this message is part of the intention for the upcoming Women's Circle on Monday. So I'll keep it very brief, uh, simply because I've only got a few very clear sets of focus, sets of ways of ways that I feel that the universe is moving through me right now for the shifts and changes that I'm experiencing. And it's basically I think they're keeping it really simple for me at the moment because I have so much to absorb. So, yeah, it's really the message that is really clear at this time for everyone managing to catch this video for me. Thank you so much for being here with me through this new space that I'm weaving for myself energetically. It's about softening the harder edges in our thinking and in our way of communicating internally at this time around everything we can possibly consciously observe of our thinking. Can't really observe all of our thinking at the moment. That would be, I think, probably too much of a stretch with the amount, I guess, everybody is sort of moving through at this particular time. However, if we can just where we have moments of the ability to a softening of our focus into less opinionated versions of ourselves or opinionated versions of our language towards ourselves is really going to be beneficial at this time, because all energy, all the planetary energies and all of the astrological movement and everything that we sort of think we are at the whim of around us is actually evolving through us. It's actually evolving through our intention. So it might feel like we don't really have much control of what's going on outside of us. But what you'll notice is when you change your inner way of communicating and when your language around how you speak toward yourself around topics that can continue to appear in your life that may be making you not feel your best self, you'll often find that the language in those topics in your life can be very sharp, can be very abrasive. And so the message at the moment is just to soften any language that you can. Even if all the softening that you can do is distraction or just putting yourself in a state of awareness that sometimes I have language like that around myself when it comes to this topic, and bit by bit I'm becoming more aware of that. So just shifting it out a little bit from yourself, because, as I said, all of what we see around us is evolving through us, through our speech, through our thoughts, and through our way of relating to ourselves. All else is evolving and shifting and changing. Sometimes if things keep changing into the same thing over and over, it's because our language, we haven't become aware of the way that we speak to ourselves around a particular topic. Doesn't mean that we need to necessarily change it all in one day. That's not really the point. You'll actually find as you shift language internally that you do become someone who actually enjoys the process of doing it, because the journey does have to still happen to you as you shift your outside world, as your outside world shifts from your inner world shifting. The journey still has to happen to you, and so you do want that to be gentle, because even good change, even positive change can feel dramatic and overwhelming, particularly for sensitive and high frequency people, people sensitive to energy. So just keep that into account, that don't have to get it all right, and that the ebb and flow and the fluctuation of things is actually part of you stabilizing into something that's becoming into being part of a world that feels genuinely more like you on the outside. So life can start to feel like the place you have within yourself. It can start to feel like that around you. The kind of person you feel that you want to be actually starts to appear in your physical life. People start to offer and approach you, offer their energy towards you and approach you in a way that is more like you, that is more kinder and more understanding, giving you more space, allowing you to make up your mind. Things like that start to emerge, and those little shifts, you'll notice them so well because you're so aware of how that probably hasn't happened before from not experiencing that. So just at this particular time, just softening any language that you possibly can, just being aware that whilst there's a lot of language and a lot of opinion going on about how the world appears to us, it's actually that the world is evolving through us. And so when we know that the answers to everything that we want is actually just a conversation between ourselves and our higher self, and getting the language that we speak as a human to match the language that we speak, that the infinite speaks of us, our infinite speaks of us, then we start to realize that conversation is, yes, it's going to happen over the rest of our lives, but it's a conversation that can become gentler, softer, kinder, and allow the power of cosmic energy, the power of us being aligned with energy that creates, to move through our external lives in a way that we can tangibly see our physical results become what we intend inside, when we aren't sort of having a blocking conversation after we've just, offered our dream or offered our hope or our wish or desire. We're not having a blocking conversation after that, that's between ourselves and our higher infinite saying, yes, I want you to enjoy that or take pleasure in that or receive that. So I hope I was able to channel that message accurately. That's all I'm doing at the moment, is just that softening of my desires, my language around my desires, and just observing basically where I can be having very opinionated conversations around very opinionated language that's intercepting the conversation, I suppose, between my physical person and the infinite that's always beaming unconditional love. So I hope that that message served you. So that I'll have a bit more of a physical, written spiel about this, going out to the women who I will be circling with on the Monday coming. But in the meantime, thank you so much for tuning in to this new little space that I've begun, and yeah, we'll see what evolves from it. We'll see what happens. Okay, take care for now. Bye bye.